It's time for the Splash Live from Civic Center TV, featuring stories from and about people like you in the greater West Bloomfield area. Simulcast on cable, 89.3 Lakes FM, social media, and the web. Now live from Green Media Center on Walnut Lake Road, it's the Splash Live.
Live, local, social, it's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Kevin McIntosh. Got a lot to talk about, getting straight into West Bloomfield Police wanted to keep you in the know about scams affecting our community and our neighbors. Now, this is actually from their Facebook page directly, saying scammers are targeting you with bogus calls claiming that you missed jury duty and you are on the hook to pay a fine. Now, victims are asked to withdraw money from their bank, purchase cryptocurrency at a drugstore ATM, and then transfer that Bitcoin to the other person who's posing as sheriff, deputies, sergeants, lieutenants, captains from our very own Oakland County Sheriff's Office. It's all bogus, by the way. These are not uncommon methods, by the way, also. And it often takes vigilance from good Samaritans to help people, especially our seniors, not to fall victim to these types of crimes, as West Bloomfield Police Chief Mike Patton explained right here on the Splash Live.
They call up and they get someone's attention or maybe evoke some emotion that a relative is in jail or they need some money. And they'll get them to go to the bank and withdraw some money and send them something. And again, those things are always frauds. Again, if a relative's in jail, there's ways to check on those, check on that, or check with other family members. So not going to the bank. I've always been very happy over the years when I see people make interventions in these kind of incidents where a person, sometimes often a senior, will go to a bank and withdraw money to send to somebody. And an attentive teller or someone will ask them, why are you doing this? And they'll start telling the story of what the story they've been told. And really, it stops those frauds from being perpetuated.
So here's the thing. Essentially, law enforcement will never demand money from you. They'll never call you asking for money. Jury duty delinquency, just to let you know, it's a notice by mail, and they're not going to ask for these lofty demands, just to make note of that. Chief Patton also said there are great resources available to help you keep up to date on some of these scammers' common methods.
I encourage everybody, really, Tyler, to actually go on to the Attorney General's website. And she has a wealth of information on there about how to minimize and prevent frauds from happening. And there's really something new that pops up almost every day. And she's very a good leader about putting out the contemporary risks in those. Now, there's always a lot of common themes in these risks. People trying to get information out of you, get sensitive information, healthcare information, medical records numbers, social security numbers, and other things, so that they can eventually perpetuate a fraud upon you in some way, shape, or form.
All great information from Chief Patton, by the way. You can find out more information about these scams or just find out more about the graphics that we posted here on Civic Center TV. Go to their Facebook, West Bloomfield PD, for more information to get caught up on everything regarding those scams. And if you are looking to catch these kinds of criminals, your law enforcement career could start right here in West Bloomfield. WBPD is hiring for police service aides, currently right now accepting applications for that position. Part-time role, about 32 hours per week is what they're currently saying, with a starting pay of $22.34 per hour. That's a fantastic opportunity for anyone who's looking to start a career in law enforcement, by the way. Some of your duties will include front desk work, report writing, answering phones, assisting with the processing of some of the prisoners. Also, you must be a U.S. citizen, at least 18 years old, preferably, not required, but preferably enrolled in or completed a college degree program. And by the way, although it is part-time, it is not a temporary position, and applications are being accepted until Thursday, August 29th. You want to go to the website, wbtownship.org/jobs for more information regarding that. Since we are talking about education and learning and things of that nature, back to school is in full swing. The summer reading program comes to an end, though, August 30th at the West Bloomfield Library. Please, there's still an opportunity for you to enter to win in these drawings that they have for that reading program. There's different baskets you can see on civiccentertv.com right now. They vary by age groups, and the young adult baskets loads of fun. If you're watching, they have a craft basket, Lego Masters, a roll for adventure, and there will be 2 winners for each basket, by the way. They want you to go by the West Bloomfield Library today, Thursday, August 22nd, so you can go see the youth rewards that will be on display at the main library lobby, by the way. Now, they are having digital tickets in order for you to enter these drawings. They are awarded by completing the reading milestones and activities during the summer's, quote, adventures begin at your library challenge. You want to find out more about that or register, go to the Bean Stack app, or go directly to the website, wblib.org. Under the Services tab, click Reading Programs for all the information that you need regarding that. Our local resources from WB Library to WB Parks wants to help you help the local environment. This month of August, their Green Dream Initiative is supporting our pollinators. And this actually comes from their Facebook post. Also, quote, not only are they responsible for helping over 80% of flowering plants reproduce, but we also have pollinators to thank for 1/3 of the food that we eat, end quote. Now, that's only a fraction of the many things that pollinators do to support our local environments. And we actually partner with WB Parks for one of our favorite shows, by the way, Minute with Nature, where WB Parks naturalist supervisor Lauren Azuri actually explained more about these special creatures.
Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Lauren Azuri, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks. And we're here today inside our nature room talking about pollinators. In order to pollinate, it means to transfer pollen from a male to a female part of a plant and produces seeds. The most important part to remember is that it produces a new plant. Those seeds grow new plants. So without pollinators in our world, we wouldn't have more plants. Who are pollinators and who does all of this work? Well, bees and butterflies are the most common when you think of pollinators in the nature world, but moths are also pollinators, bats in different parts of the world are pollinators, and birds can be pollinators too. Over 80% of the world's flowers require a pollinator in order to reproduce. So without all these animals that do this important job, we wouldn't have a lot of our plants. Some of those plants also provide us with food. Kiwis, cashews, almonds, apples, avocados, I could list a million. And they are all made by pollinators. So they're very important to our food source and to our farmers as well. If you want to help out pollinators, you can plant a pollinator garden. A great way to do that is provide a variety of different flowers that have nectar sources in them. You want to make sure that you don't use herbicides or pesticides. That's a big problem with our honeybee population right now. They do absorb that when they pick up pollen, and it can affect them. Also, it's really important to plant native plants, plants that butterflies and bees and our pollinators here are used to eating from. So plant native and help out the pollinators in our area. And that's your Minute with Nature.
And that's a great point, by the way. Even though the summer is dwindling away, some of these flowers may not be able to last through the fall, but there are some native plants still for the late summer and fall that you can plant in order to help some of these pollinators. Here's more information from another installment of Minute with Nature.
Hello and welcome to Minute with Nature. I'm your host, Lauren Azuri, the park naturalist for West Bloomfield Parks. And today we're here inside our nature room talking about native plants and why you might want to plant some native plants in your garden as well. Well, what is a native plant? A native plant is a plant that has evolved here in our area, and it's adapted to the climate and soil here. A native plant has grown in Michigan, or their native area, for hundreds of thousands of years, so have developed ecological relationships with the animals in our area as well. Why would you want to plant native plants in your yard? Well, there's lots of reasons, but one is convenience. Native plants grow better in Michigan. They don't require fertilizer or pesticides, as well as less watering. Since they're from here and they're used to the conditions here, you don't need to add as much water or fertilizer to the soil that they're growing in your garden, so they're lower maintenance. 90% of all leaf-eating insects can only eat native plants, which means that it's super important for us to provide food sources for them. If we plant non-natives tropical plants, they have no ecological value and animals will not use them at all. Monarchs is the best example of this that many people already are familiar with. Monarchs love milkweed, and their milkweed is the only plant that a monarch caterpillar will eat, and is also the only plant that monarch adults will lay their eggs on. Butterflies are beautiful to view, but butterflies are also pollinators. So pollinators obviously help our world and bring us a lot of the food that we eat. I bet you're wondering maybe now where you can buy native plants from. We don't really recommend that you go to a commercial greenhouse for them. A lot of commercial greenhouses have hybrids of native plants, or they're the same species of a plant that might grow here, but they didn't come from Michigan originally. So you really would ideally love a native plant that was grown in Michigan and the seeds started in Michigan. So look for a local native grower. Here at West Bloomfield Parks, we partner with a native grower and offer a native plant sale in May. So you can visit us there for a great source of buying native plants as well. You can also go to the Audubon website, and they have a great map where you can list your zip code and get native plant ideas for our area. Here in Michigan, some great, beautiful flowers that you'll enjoy in your garden, and so will all those pollinators like butterflies, are asters, coneflowers, milkweed, and black-eyed Susans. So I hope you plant some natives, attract some wildlife for you to view, but also help your environment. And that's your Minute with Nature.
A lot of information from an expert, Lauren Azuri, explaining the importance of our native plants and pollinators and how we can help them in our local ecosystem. Now, another way that you can actually help our pollinators is by skipping the lawn and garden cleanup this fall. Did you know that many of these pollinators live in the, quote, leaf litter that we all clean up, throw in a bag, and just throw in the landfill? Yeah, I was today years old knowing that too. But it's very important. Leave some of those leaf piles out there because we may have some pollinators who need that and live there. So you want to find out more information about everything we just explained, go directly to the Facebook page, WB Parks on Facebook as well. Lot to learn in regards to pollinators and just things of that nature. But we are in the school kind of school year season, I should say. And with that being said, a lot of local organizations of the community are doing their part to help our kids get ready to get back to school. And just recently, the Optimist Club of Keego Harbor worked to fill up some backpacks for families all across the community with some school supplies, and they actually delivered to those families all across the community. But that's only some of the incredible work that Optimist Club have done for the school district, I should say. So here to tell us more about what's going on from the Optimist Club members, Bill Pertekis and Mike St. Louis. Thank you both for being here.
Good to be here. Thanks.
Good morning.
Absolutely. So we're talking about great things that your organization, the Optimist Club, has done for the community. Can you tell us more about the inspiration, or I should say the inspiration behind actually helping the school district, I should say?
Well, the Optimist Club is a club for kids, not like a chamber where you try to promote your own business, although 90% of our members are business owners. But you're supposed to be focused at kids, and there's always opportunity to help kids. And I think they don't have near the stuff we had when we were kids. So we try to make that a little bit more level playing field. But when you're in the Optimist Club, there's some things that International wants you to do, and then it's up to you to do your own fundraising and then come up with your own events. So we have several events that we do, and one of them was backpacks, and we used to give that out during, it's called Popsicle and Principal, where they get their schedule, figure out what bus. But with Roosevelt, Chico, Scotch, Gretzko, half the kids go, we just gave it to Lisa Jennings, and she knows who needs it the most. And there's Lisa right there. And, she's a wonderful lady. I think this is her last year, and she's helping all the kids with the transition. And, we're going to miss her because everything we do turns it to a success because of her.
Good. And we applaud you all for the work too, for giving back to the community. And Mike, just asking you, I want you to elaborate a little bit on what Bill was saying in regards to giving back. What are some other things that you all do to kind of give back to the school district, other programs?
Well, we try to mix it up a little bit here. We do some fun events, like upcoming, we're going to have a pumpkin decorating, let's say. So fun events for the kids, but we really focus on helping them out scholastically as well, to have them be successful in school. So we do events specific to the kids, like essay contests, get them up and speaking, doing oratoricals and that. And we have little prizes for the winners and, well, for the whole group that comes up. And just keep them involved.
Nice. And with us right here live on The Splash, just talking about Giving back to the community and the school district, specifically right here in West Bloomfield, members of the Optimist Club, Bill Pertakis and Mike St. Louis. Now, I really want to ask both of you individually, starting with you, Bill. What does it mean to you personally to give back to families in this way, specifically with the school drive?
It's funny that you say that, because Mike said, you've been here for a long time. What keeps you here? And I go, because I'm making a difference. If I wasn't making a difference, I would have dropped out. But we're making a difference, and and if you want to correct things, everybody knows you got to start when they're youngsters. You want to make this area nicer and better, and you start with the children, and we've done that. The Optimists, our club's been around since 1972. And right there, they're showing that was the essay winners we did. And there's a little transition from us, because it used to be at Abbott, and then we went to the middle school, and that was it took time to do that. We just didn't snap our fingers, but we got the assistant principal, Cindy, involved. And I love, like we used to give to United Way, and you give them money, you don't know what's going on. But now I can shake the winner of essay and oratorical, say, what a great job, and shake the winner of the scholarship guy. And that's the difference, too, of I like to meet the winners and congratulate them, where when I gave to charity, that was missing. One time we gave the Pause with Cause, and that's great, but I never meet anybody that got a dog.
I get it. I understand.
There's a world of difference.
Right. And I get what you're saying. Not only do you make a difference, but you actually see the difference that it makes. Mike, if you want to, too, what does it mean to you personally to give back to the community in this way?
Well, this community is really pretty tight-knit, and it's nice to expand a little bit on what Bill said. It's nice to meet the young people in the community who themselves like to volunteer and help out with some of the events that we do. They get some credits that go towards some things that we do when they volunteer. But you know what? They're very eager to get in and help the ones we touch. And it's really good to. I speak for a living. I am out doing training and things like that for the auto companies typically, and especially the oratorical. Let's say I like kind of being the coach,
right?
Because especially when you're first getting out, you don't know necessarily that people aren't there to see you fail. Everybody gets a little bit nervous, and I always try to take the kids aside and said, "Look, everybody's here to see you succeed." So
there you go.
Let that go, lose that little bit of a roadblock for you, and just realize everybody's out here rooting for you. And it helps them a lot. And so I like to be able, I got into that accidentally, and but it's been good. And you know what? It doesn't hurt to know that.
There you go. There you go. Well said.
I wanted to add something there.
Please.
We have a Santa party, and we give presents to kids. And I hear the parents says, I'm a single mom, and it's tough. And a whole other aspect of this is having my children for Christmas have something nice.
Correct.
And you took that pressure away from me, of having this event with Santa Claus and getting them gifts. And I can't tell you how much I appreciate what a relief. It's hard enough for me, let alone that aspect of it. So.
No, I understand that. Yeah, no, trust me, I get that. Yeah, and it has to be very heartwarming, too, to help out individuals and families like that who need it and appreciate it and show that appreciation also. We appreciate both of you being here. Real quick, Mike, if you can, just tell us what we can expect from the Optimist Club in the future, how people can get more information.
Well, you can go to Keego and see we list upcoming events. Part of our fundraising, something we've started here recently, is doing a euchre tournament at Gino's once a month. Our first one's going to be September 17th for the fall and winter months. And we have a list of things that we do, and we'll post those as they're a month away or whatever, so people can see it, come and get involved and help out. And we'd love to grow the club some, because we're a small club, but we're the little club that can.
Yeah, absolutely, making a big difference.
If you Google Keego Harbor Optimist or Optimist at Keego Harbor, it'll go to our website, and we'll keep that updated on scholarship forms.
Okay.
Actually, we're having a golf outing. Gino's giving us the proceeds to help our club. He's a member as well.
Gotcha. Okay, perfect. Well, thank you both again. We appreciate your time and all of the good that you are doing in the community and the difference that you're making. Once again, Bill Pertakis, Mike St. Louis, Optimist Club of Keego Harbor, thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having us.
Have a good one, everyone.
Absolutely, absolutely. We love to talk about it. You want to find out more about what Optimist Club of Keego Harbor has going on? KeegoHarborOptimist.org for more information. And like you said, thank you again for the difference that they are making. And as we continue to get ready for the school year, there are some more community activities and events that you may want to be a part of. We'll talk about that very soon. We are live, local, social. It's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from Keego Harbor, Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
I'm Greg Flynn, the fire chief here in West Bloomfield. Congratulations, Civic Center TV, on your 1 million views on YouTube. Together we share the message of community safety and preparedness, making West Bloomfield a safe and wonderful place to live. My name's Greg Flynn, and I'm proud to be 1 in a million.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm your host, Kevin McIntosh. The West Bloomfield School District inviting you to Family Fun Night. That'll be August 29th, 5 to 7 p.m. That's exactly 1 week away from today. The entire community is invited to come out to this free event filled with activities, prizes, and more. And also, it'll be West Bloomfield High School Laker football team's opening game day against Chippewa Valley, 7 p.m. Also come out with the elementary and middle school students wearing spirit wear, I should say, admitted to the game for free. So come out, show your support, and enjoy Family Fun Night. So with us to talk a little bit more about the Family Fun Night event and everything going on, we have the coordinator for West Bloomfield School District's Family Fun Night, Julie Beatty. Can you just give us some more insight on the planning process and what the community can expect from this year's event?
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely. So we're talking about the 13th annual Family Fun Day. Can you share some insights for the planning process for what we're expecting this year?
Yeah, well, the process is actually a long one. We meet throughout the entire year. So we always try to determine what worked, what didn't work, and how to improve the experience for the community, especially for the kids. So we always want to make sure that we have a lot of activities that are age appropriate for all of our students. So as you can imagine, that takes a lot of planning to make sure that our 8-year-olds are entertained as much as our 18-year-olds. So so we're almost to the end. We have a couple more meetings for this one, and we're super excited to bring this opportunity back to the community.
Yay! Okay, so since we're talking about the 13th annual, which means there was a 12th annual. Let's get into are there any big changes from last year or any previous events that we're expecting this year?
We are going to have all of the armed forces represented this year, which we are extremely excited about. So they will be bringing things like climbing walls, different activities, pull-up bars. They possibly might be bringing some dog tags that you can make your own personal dog tags. And there's a surprise we don't want to leak out yet that we're hoping happens. So if you want to know what the surprise is, you have to come out on the Thursday, the 29th.
Okay, shh, I'll be quiet. I'll be quiet. I hope maybe you'll tell me in my ear later, but yes, be quiet. But that's more excitement for people to come out there and see exactly what the surprise is. But I'm glad you mentioned the military, by the way. With me right here live on The Splash, we have coordinator for West Bloomfield School District's Family Fun Day, Julie Beatty. How did the idea of saluting the U.S. military come about?
That actually was one of the original components for the program. So actually, this was founded by myself, Nancy Cooper, and Pat Watson, who was the principal of the high school at the time. And we really wanted to focus on creating this Friday night lights kind of experience for West Bloomfield. And back then, our football team was not as extraordinary as they are now. And so we really wanted to drive the community to come in and experience the high school, experience the football team, really create that kind of small town environment across multiple different communities. Because as you know, West Bloomfield School District covers 4 different communities.
Correct.
So part of that conversation was, how do we take this initial goal of creating a community event around our football games, but have a little bit more depth and meaning to it? And that's when we decided we really would love to give back to the men and women who serve our country and put their lives on the line. And voluntarily. That's I think is amazing about our armed forces. It's voluntary. And so we decided, all right, we want to be able to recognize the men and women in our military, but also those men and women who live in our communities who also put their lives on the line to
Good point.
protect us. So the police and the fire. And actually, during COVID, we also were really recognizing a lot of the medical community as well. Anybody who's putting themselves out there to protect the rest of us,
Yep.
we wanted to make sure that we were recognizing and acknowledging that we as a community appreciate and want to give back at least on one day to them and recognize them.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. I am all for that. These are all people or occupations, people that occupy these occupations that deserve that recognition, that deserve that appreciation. They don't necessarily get that appreciation every day. And every day, they're putting their lives on the line or saving ours. So I applaud, first and foremost, that effort to do that, and I'm glad you clarified that. Let's get into the community side of it. How do you feel the community and local businesses have contributed to the success and longevity of Family Fun Day?
It's critical, right? That everybody, the community and the local businesses and local community services participate in this. And we get great feedback from the community.
Nice.
This is our only district-wide event. And it really is nice where all the schools come together, but it's not just the schools, right? As you were saying, as we mentioned just now, we have the armed forces, we have the police, we have the fire, but we also have the different township leaders that will also be there. We have the Parks and Recs, we have the library, we have the Historical Society, the Rotary Club, our Children's Fund, youth assistance.
Wow.
We try to bring in anybody who partners with the school district and as a community leader. So we also have Henry Ford Health there. Caring Smiles comes in and supports us. We have Michigan Chiropractic. We also have Jet's Pizza. Keego Harbor Optimist. So then we have also then the school district. We have the students showing up, like the lacrosse team, the sailing team. We have the theater coming out to do face painting for the younger students. We have our Lego League robotics that show up. So we really try to go from the greater community
Right.
all the way down to our schools and our students being involved, not just showing up to have a great time, which I hope they all do, but also to be an integral part of the program.
Gotcha.
And having them be that integral part is what I think gives to the longevity
Yes.
of the program itself.
And
And really creates that community.
Yeah, no, and you said it the perfect way. I couldn't explain it better. Essentially, everyone coming to, I'm sorry, you kind of had me at Jet's Pizza. That's been on my mind. But essentially, everybody coming together to make this happen and make it possible to enjoy themselves, that's what it means ultimately. Julie, we got to go. I do appreciate your time. But lastly, real quick, the details about Family Fun Day coming up in West Bloomfield.
Yes, August 29th. Show up. We officially start at 5. If you want to come a little early, that's totally okay. As I said, we're going to have all the armed forces here this year. We're going to have bounce houses, face painting. Hopefully, we're on that rock climbing wall. We're talking about possibly having a video semi truck there. So come on down, be part of the community, enjoy the experience, get to go to that football game, and recognize women of service.
That's right. Thank you again so much. We appreciate your time and that information. Once again, Julie Beatty, coordinator for the West Bloomfield School District's Family Fun Day, Thursday, August 29th. We appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Very exciting event. We're all looking forward to 1 week from today, August 29th, West Bloomfield High School. Like we said, Family Fun Day starting at 5 to 7 p.m. At 7 p.m., we have West Bloomfield Lakers against Chippewa Valley. For more, go to their Facebook, West Bloomfield Schools on Facebook. Now, since we are learning, let's continue to learn about why in the upcoming weeks there will be an hydrant flushing throughout the township. And in the West Bloomfield Water Utilities Department on Facebook, they actually said if you happen to experience rusty looking water, run the cold side of the lowest sink for 5 to 10 minutes. So to explain exactly what that means a little bit more and about hydrant flushing, water safety in general, we have from the Water and Sewer Utility Director from West Bloomfield Township, Justin Taylor. Thank you for being here, Justin.
Yes, thank you for having me, Kevin.
All right,
appreciate being back on the show.
I got a lot of questions, Justin. Let's just start with the obvious. What is hydrant flushing and why is it important?
Hydrant flushing we do it twice a year, once in the spring, once in the fall. And it is an integral part of the distribution system. There's many positive aspects to that. First off, and foremost probably is to make sure that we have adequate water flow for residential homes, commercial businesses, and heaven forbid, firefighting purposes. When we're doing this flushing, in the fall now, we're hitting the dead end fire hydrants. So in a distribution system, we like a looped layout, a looped system. That's not possible in all cases, so we get these dead ends. So what we're doing is we're opening up those dead end fire hydrants and flowing some water. By doing that, we are improving the water quality by removing iron and other mineral buildup in those mains and getting that out of there. And while we do that, we're bringing in fresh water. It's got the disinfectant products in there, chlorine, and so that we can be sure that the water is safe for consumption.
That is very interesting. As you're explaining it, I'm literally walking through it like visually. I'm like, okay, so dead ends, you mean like literally like the cul-de-sacs area, like where there's no extended pipeline for the hydrant to go. You have to go there and make sure you give that extended care to make sure it's flushed out, getting out all the iron, the rust, and things like that. I'm so glad I actually followed along with that. Okay, thank you for explaining that. I got to break this down real quick, Justin. A quote from Facebook. If you happen to experience rusty-looking water, run the cold side of your lowest sink for 5 to 10 minutes. What does it mean by lowest sink? Do you mean literally elevation level? Please explain that.
Yes, exactly, Kevin. You go to the lowest level of your house where you have access to turn on your water. And what you're doing by turning on the cold water, you're not drawing anything that is stirred up in that main because we were just out there flushing. You don't want to draw that into your hot water tank. So turn on the cold water in a faucet that does not have an aerator, which is if you went to try to put your finger up into a faucet, you would feel a little screen there. That screen is an aerator. So as water comes through the pipes and out of the faucet, that breaks the stream of water and puts oxygen in with it. You don't want to do it, turn on that if you can avoid it, because you'll get some of those iron deposits up against that screen. So if you've got a bathtub or a laundry sink, like a slop sink,
Right.
turning on one of those cold water and flushing that out for 5 to 10 minutes, that'll draw a lot of that sediment out of your service line so that doesn't get throughout the plumbing of your home.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Thank you for explaining that, man. I love having you here. Right here, by the way, Water and Sewers Utility Director for West Bloomfield Township, Justin Taylor, talking about hydrant flushing, water safety, water quality, things of that nature. So I want to ask you, is there any recommendation for how the average resident can check the quality of their water at any time?
What do you, as far as what, Kevin? I'm sorry.
No. So just to explain, let's say people may have concern that maybe there is some type of discoloration or smell coming from their water at any time. Is there any type of method that they can do, like an at-home kit, water testing kit? Is there any resources available? Should we call the water your department to come out and test the water at our home? Anything of that nature?
Yeah, absolutely. Call us first, because we can come and either flush a hydrant near you. If we can do a quick chlorine test on that to make sure that there is chlorine residual. And what that tells us, that's an indicator that the chlorine, the good guys outnumber the bad guys, the back T, things that are not safe to drink.
Right.
If there's a chlorine residual in the water, we know that it is safe to drink. So calling us first is your best bet. But there are kits that you can pick up from any of hardware stores like Home Depot or home improvement stores, I guess I should say. Lowe's, they sell water testing kits there. But we don't have a lab ourselves, but we are tied to Oakland County, so we can use the health department lab for quick water tests. But yes, absolutely. Give us a call, reach out to us first, and we can come troubleshoot if you feel that there is an issue. Now, having said that, when we are doing this hydrant flushing, we are going to stir up the inside, the hard water deposits inside these mains. So you're going to get a little bit of discoloration. You're going to see iron, other mineral buildups that we are trying to scour and get out of those pipes.
Gotcha. Okay. No, I didn't know if you had more to add to that, but thank you again for your information and for elaborating that in a little bit more. We're kind of wrapping up on time, Justin. We definitely do appreciate any other important information regarding water quality or hydrant flushing that we should be aware of.
One other quick note: if you do see our crews out there, we ask that if you could give us a single day before you do white colored laundry or light colored laundry, because until that main has time to settle down, which if it doesn't really quickly and you can't flush it out in 5 to 10 minutes, overnight when nobody's using the water, that will all settle. And we because it can stain your light colored laundry. So I ask that if you can avoid that, do that. But any other questions or concerns, please reach out to us. We're here to help. You can check the township website for anything else on this flushing program or our Facebook page.
Hey, Justin, man, thank you again for your expertise and for the most precious thing in the world, your time. Once again, from the Water and Sewers Utility Department Director from West Bloomfield Township, Justin Taylor, thank you again.
Thank you.
Absolutely. A lot of information right there. It might have went over your head, but just in case, please know that you can go directly to the website to get all of that information. Again, wbtownship.org regarding the hydrant flushing that will be affecting our local community very, very soon in the upcoming weeks. Now, we did explain not too long ago, I should say earlier this week, about some road work that will be done on Civic Center campus between the police station and West Bloomfield Township Public Library. That road work is being done to create a mural, by the way, that'll be courtesy of the Friendship Circle. So here to tell us more about the creation of that mural and its importance to the city of West Bloomfield is Friendship Circle Partnership Coordinator, I should say, Caitlin Cartwright. Thank you for being here, Caitlin.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
What are we talking about when we're talking about this mural? Why are we selecting a mural and why are we putting it at the location we're doing it?
So, one of the things that I do in my position as partnership coordinator is try and find different ways in the community where we can really get our artists' art out and seen. So almost a year ago, actually, I started speaking with West Bloomfield Civic Center about how we could collaborate. And they had the great idea. They're like, okay, I've seen like crosswalk murals. I've seen people that are now using like painting murals on asphalt. So let's do something with that. So it's been a really cool process. I've been working with our amazing artists at Soul Studio. And just a reminder that we are a supported art studio for adults with special needs, part of the Friendship Circle. So we had our artists all create different patterns. So everyone created an individual pattern. And the idea is really that all of our unique voices can come together in a beautiful way and help enhance the world around us. So it's all of our different voices, all of our different patterns coming together to make a bright, really fun mural to help make the space a little cheerier.
Oh, look at you doing that to bring some art to our lives and just it's the little things, the little touches that make things a little bit more brighter. So when someone is driving into the library, driving into our Civic Center campus, what do you want them to take away from looking at this mural?
So I think it's just what you said, that art kind of helps enhance our lives. So when people are coming through, just to take a stop and be like, oh my gosh, this is pretty, this is nice, and see something bright and cheery. And then hopefully know that beyond that, this mural was created by our neighbors, community members, adults with special needs who are out here sharing their voices and creating this really beautiful mural. And just a reminder that we're all part of the community and we have great things to share.
There we go. And with us right here live on The Splash, Community Partnership Coordinator for the Friendship Circle, Caitlin Cartwright, talking about brand new mural that we're getting worked on at the Civic Center campus between West Bloomfield Township Library and West Bloomfield Police Department, I should say. So how did Soul Studio as an organization, how did they contribute to this mural? Talk about it.
So this is entirely Soul Studio. Like I said, this was something we started talking with the Civic Center about how could we do this. I actually teach a class at the studio for artists that is all about professional development and how our art, the art that you make, can be out in the world. So in the class, we talked about this project, we talked about the brief, what was needed, and then the assignment was for everyone to create a pattern using different guidelines. So just as any artist would in the real world, consider colors and how many colors of paint can you use for this, and just kind of making their best pattern. And so they did this. I took the patterns and I put it into a design. We worked on selecting the color palette together. And then I've been out on site this week, kind of laying the groundwork. And yesterday we had a very exciting day. When the artists came, we had the first of 2 field trips. So we actually had on site some of our amazing Soul Studio artists come out and help paint on this mural and make it come to life. Nice. And we are doing this one more day this week on Friday. Our artists will be out again, a different group of artists. So it's also a really cool way to have, our artists out and getting that real world experience again.
Yeah, absolutely. I love to hear that too. The collaborative effort that it's taken to, and you organizing all of the different artists to come together and make this. Now, I do have a curious question from my personal brain asking about this. How long do these murals last? Is this a permanent thing, or is this expected to last a year or so, a couple months? Do we have any information regarding that?
We do. Okay, so we're hoping that this will last several years at least. And so the space has been primed. We're using outdoor paint, and then the key, we're going to seal it with like a marine grade sealant that should hold up to traffic for at least 3 years. So hopefully it'll be there, and we can just, if anybody needs it, just give us a call. We can go out and touch it up.
Let me tell you something. If this paint and this mural can keep that little solid concrete area of the parking lot solid for a few years, you probably need to call the Department of Transportation for these highways, because we need murals on all the freeways to last a couple of years. But anyway, I appreciate your time. Any other murals we should expect around the community, or any other projects similar to this from the Friendship Circle?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're at the Civic Center and happen to find yourself at the beautiful West Bloomfield Library, we actually completed a mural earlier this year in the new community room. So it was the same process. We had artists come out. It was so great. The library was wonderful for us. And we did a really cool mural around a column that's now in the community room, so you can check that out. And our biggest event of the year, Friendship Circle's biggest event, is our walk, which is happening, oh my gosh, so soon, September 1st. Right?
Yeah.
You've seen the signs. So we really encourage the whole community to come out. It's a free event. Opening ceremonies start at 11:30 on Drake Road. There's free food, entertainment. The energy is incredible. So bring your family, come out and join in.
Love that. And thank you so much for talking about that, taking time to talk about it too. Yes, all across the community, we've seen the sign, September 1st, Walk for Friendship event from the Friendship Circle. We will be there to support. And we do thank you again for your time and for your information regarding this beautiful mural that we will expect to enjoy at Civic Center campus for years to come. Once again, Community Partnership Coordinator from the Friendship Circle, Caitlin Cartwright, thank you again.
Thank you so much.
I can't wait to get out there and see that just around the corner at the Civic Center campus. A beautiful mural, like we said, expected to be there for years. Very colorful and contributed by some local artists, which we all do appreciate also. So much more to talk about that are affecting the local greater West Bloomfield community, which we will get into. We are live, local, social. It's The Splash, live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.
We'll be right back with The Splash Live. Bringing you stories and memories from West Bloomfield. Civic Center TV, television that's close to home.
Good nutrition can help make sure you have enough iron, calcium, and vitamin C in your body, which can make it harder for lead to enter your bloodstream. Help protect your family from the harmful effects of lead.
Hi, I'm Debbie Binder, West Bloomfield Township Clerk. I want to congratulate Civic Center TV on reaching 1 million viewers on YouTube. We are really grateful for your efforts to help us get our message regarding elections out to your viewers. I'm Debbie Binder, proud to be 1 in a million.
Missed one of our live broadcasts or one of your local municipal meetings? Check it out online at civiccentertv.com. Every meeting, show, and interview on demand. Thank you for watching and listening to Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. And now, back to The Splash, live.
Live, local, social, it's The Splash, live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM. Thank you for being here. I'm your host, Kevin McIntosh. Now, as we are transitioning from the summer to the fall season, not only are there changes going to be outside and with the weather, there's changes within our West Bloomfield parks. So some of those changes include all sorts of events and programs from our very own West Bloomfield Parks organization, I should say. And here, joining us to give a little bit of sneak peek in regards to what's to come in these autumn months from the West Bloomfield Parks Marketing and Communications Manager, we have Megan Tahako. And Megan, what programs and events are we expecting to see on our calendars this fall?
Well, good morning. Thank you so much for having me. Fall is probably our favorite time around here. We have so many events going on, and it's just such a season of tradition for us. We have a lot of events that people really look forward to every year. They're really staples in the community. So while we have added a few new events for our fall lineup, we certainly are bringing back some of our old favorites as well. So we do have one of the, I guess, new / kind of was new many years ago, and then it went away, and now it's coming back, is our Bowl with Santa event. We haven't hosted that since before COVID, so we're really excited to be bringing that back. That's at Wonderland Lanes on December 7th, so that's a new one. And then another new event that we're offering for our seniors is our Senior Health Showcase, and that'll be over at Connect, our senior center. And we're going to be bringing in about 30 health-related vendors for seniors to come and meet with and learn about their services. And we'll have all kinds of great refreshments and raffle prizes and all kinds of fun things happening that day. And that takes place on October 6th.
I like that because it seems like that's another example of WB Parks listening to what the community needs and then actually going in and providing that. So the great things that we have, new initiatives and programs. So we're actually seeing a few, like we said, common things. Also, we have the trick or treat trail, camp out at Marshbank Park, mother-son dance, just a bunch of different things going on. But I want to talk about from the planning perspective of it. Can you just go into what it takes to actually plan these, include some of the challenges and successes?
Yeah, absolutely. So we plan these events at least 6 months out. We pick the dates. We're already picking dates for 2025 events right now. So we do plan really, really far in advance. I would say some of the challenges that we're dealing with currently is really just the cost of everything. So, we have our traditional events that we host year and year again, but the costs that go into putting those events on continues to rise, as with, everything right now. So trying to still offer those events within a reasonable price point has definitely been a challenge, and our staff is really working to try to come up with some creative solutions, some partnerships with businesses, anything we can do to try to keep our costs low so that all members of the community can take advantage.
I definitely understand that and get that. Putting things in perspective, that's the side of the business or the planning that we don't, as residents, really think about until we actually get the news that, oh, this event isn't offered anymore or whatever the case may be, and then we're kind of wondering why. But just to prevent that, not prevent that, but present that as a challenge, now it puts a little bit more perspective on it, even from a resident side. So thank you for at least being honest about that. With us right here live on The Splash from WB Parks Marketing and Communications Manager Megan Tahako, talking about the 2024 Fall Guide programs, initiatives, events going on right here in our community. Now, we already mentioned some of the senior events that we are planning. With that increased focus on senior events, how is WB Parks adapting its programs to meet the evolving needs of our senior population in West Bloomfield?
Yeah, so we're continuing to offer more programs at our Senior Center Connect. We actually have some grant-funded programs that we kicked off towards the end of this summer, but they're continuing through the fall, so some people might not know about them. The vast majority of those grant-funded programs are completely free for residents to take advantage of. One in particular that I'm excited about is it's called our Single Mingle Happy Hour, and so that takes place on select Fridays. And basically, it's just a fun way to get everyone together. We'll have live entertainment, a different musician for each of the events, and then there will be fun mocktails for each one. So just a great way to bring seniors together to mingle, have fun in an informal setting. But there's also laughing yoga that's completely free. We have a men's support group. So all these programs are completely free because they were funded through a grant.
Nice. Hey, Megan, I have a lot more questions, but I don't want to hold you up too much longer. We want to keep the program running, but I do want to give you this last opportunity. Anything that we missed or anything important that you want to discuss or talk about or just give out to the community regarding the 2024 Fall Guide for WB Parks?
Sure. One event that we didn't really touch on that I wanted to mention is our High Tops and High Heels event.
Please.
This is a mother-son dance, and it's been highly requested. We've hosted it at different places over the years, but I'm really excited to say that we're going back to Glen Oaks Country Club, which is where we initially hosted the event, and we had lots of requests to go back there. So we were finally able to do it this year. So we're really looking forward to that event. It includes a dinner. We'll have professional photographers there if you want to purchase photos. The DJ will have all kinds of fun activities going on. That's on November 22nd. So I would just encourage any moms that might be interested in that to check it out. And then I want to encourage everyone to register, save your spots early for these events. I know the camp out event is over halfway full already. Our trick or treat trail will definitely sell out. So make sure if you're interested in these events that you save your spot sooner than later. And you can do that at wbparks.org.
There we go. Perfect place to land the plane, Megan. Thank you so much for your time. Very, very valuable information. Also, marketing and communications manager for WB Parks. Ladies and gentlemen, Megan Tahako. Thank you again.
Thanks so much.
So a lot of things to look forward to for this fall season from WB Parks at our local parks and just in general with the event. So find out more directly on their website, of course, wbparks.org for everything that you need in regards to that fall event. Now moving into the fall, it's school time, and the kids apparently are ready to go back to school. The West Bloomfield students had a chance to enjoy a day of fun with their classmates, teachers, PTOs, and more importantly, their principals. This was all at the Popsicle with the Principal events that happened all across the district at the West Bloomfield elementary schools. If you're watching on Civic Center TV, you can see, look at these beautiful smiling faces. They are ready to learn and go back to school. And everyone is ready to go back to school, by the way. Orientations are starting to wrap up this week, and everyone is back to school on Monday, August 26th, officially, with a short 4-day week, by the way, kicking off the year before Labor Day weekend, just to keep you updated. You can learn more about what's going on in West Bloomfield School District on their Facebook, West Bloomfield Schools, and of course, go directly to the website, wbsd.org. Continuing learning outside of the school district, join the West Bloomfield Public Library Saturday, September 21st, 2 to 4 p.m. for the Storybook Trail, which is officially opening, by the way. Join the best-selling children's author and Michigander, Deb Pallotti, as we walk along the trail and actually read her new book. It's called The Dinosaur in the Garden. After the walk, the author will be doing a question and answer and actually signing some of the books, copies of her book, which will be available to purchase at the event also. West Bloomfield Parks is a partner for the Storybook Trail, and naturalists will actually be on the trail also to give you a little bit more information about the natural activities that are going on in that environment. No registration is required. This is an absolute free event, and it is a family program, by the way, so don't just drop your children off, please. All children must be accommodated by their parent or guardian. Find out more directly on the website, of course, wbparks.org/storybook-trail, or just go to wbparks.org for everything that you need to see. Now you can come see what all the buzz is about in West Bloomfield. A festival for pollinators is back. The Bees, Butterflies, and Blooms event will be taking place August 24th, 10 a.m. to noon, 12 noon. A chance for everyone to get up and close and personal with some of these pollinators actually in action, understanding the importance of our bees, butterflies, and get to enjoy some of the fun craft projects for the entire family. This is absolutely free, once again, with no registration required. For more, of course, go to their Facebook at WB Parks and on their website, wbparks.org. Now that's just a taste of what we have to offer right here in the greater West Bloomfield area, and we are the place to get everything that you need regarding West Bloomfield. But right now we are live, local, social. It's the Splash Live on Civic Center TV and 89.3 Lakes FM.